This is the fight of their lives. 56 elite fighters battling 8 weeks for 8 life-changing contracts.
And that's enough!
What a fight. The pursuit of $1 million championship is still alive for you.
Who will survive? An MMA reality competition unlike any other.
Literally anything could happen.
Unbelievable!
This is the 2023 Challenger Series on Fubo Sports.
Welcome back, fight fans, to Orlando, Florida. Once again, playing host to PFL Challenger Series action, and this week it's the heavyweights. Third of 8 straight weeks of Challenger Series action here on Fubo Sports. But maybe it's the first time that you are tuning in and you don't know what the Challenger Series is all about. Let me explain for you. Every night we have 4 fights, but only 1 contract to give away. Our 4 fight winners are all eligible for a PFL contract, but the PFL will select 2 finalists. Then our celebrity panel weighs in. You, the fan, has a chance to vote to help choose who wins that contract, and the winner appears in the regular season in the Professional Fighters League in 2023. We've already given away 2 contracts. That man, Thad Gene, is an undefeated welterweight prospect, one of the rising talents in the sport. They call him the Silverback. He's got all the athletic potential in the world, and now he has a PFL contract in hand. He earned it in the first week. Week 2, it was the women's featherweights. Brand new weight class inside the Professional Fighters League for the women. At 145 pounds, Amanda Levy, in our final bout of the evening, had a back-and-forth nasty fight against Nana Sendayush, the former Mongolian Olympian. Levy wins and ultimately receives a PFL contract. Sean O'Connell and the legendary Vitor Belfort, the equally legendary Frank Mir. Champions all. I love being able to say that when I'm standing next to guys like this. All right, it's heavyweights tonight. Vitor, what are you looking for if you're going to give that vote for a contract?
I'm looking for speed, power, and very aggressive. They're looking to win. Don't leave nothing out of the cage. Be tenacious and go for the W.
All right, as a man who's worn heavyweight gold in his legendary career, what does it take to impress Frank Mir?
Well, they have it doubly hard tonight. Usually when we go out there and compete, it's just getting the W is really what matters first and foremost. Obviously, if you can do it in style, it pushes up your paycheck, it pushes you forward in a title picture. But for the most part, you look at a fighter, you're like, hey, get the W. Tonight, that's not the case. You can come out with a W and not get picked for the contract. So equally as important as getting the win tonight is how you do it. Being, as Vito was saying, aggressive, strong, ferocious, going out there and looking for the finish. Being a fan favorite right now is equally as important as getting the W.
And our first 2 weeks set the expectations really high, so a lot of pressure on these 8 heavyweights squaring off in 4 unique fights. Danilo Marcus and Raz Hilton will finish the night. Vitor Ascende versus Isaiah Pinson. That is 2 incredible athletes squaring off, and Vitor is the largest heavyweight we have ever had in the PFL. Abraham Babley and Louis Sutherland have both competed inside the PFL in a showcase bout before, and it was actually against one another. That was won by Abraham Babley. Hassan Graham and Alton Meeks, their opponents, are making their respective PFL debuts here on the Challenger Series. All right, let's take a look at our first matchup. Again, 3 5-minute rounds of professional heavyweight mixed martial arts. Louis Sutherland taking on Alton Meeks. All right, we've seen a little bit of Louis Sutherland before. It was actually the first professional loss of his mixed martial arts career in that showcase bout. What do we expect from Louis Sutherland tonight?
He's known as the big guy, so he has to be aggressive. As you can see him on his fight, he was very good in putting the pressure, but now he has to understand that he has to be more straightforward, looking to be more decisive and putting him out. Going there, he did a great, fantastic fight, but now it's good to go and just do something that he does good. It's just pressure.
All right, so Sutherland, the converted rugby player, now looking to make a big name for himself in the sport of mixed martial arts, and he's taking on a very well-rounded athlete. Alton Meeks excelled in the collegiate football world. He's had an incredible amateur wrestling career. He brings all those skills into the cage tonight.
Yeah, and also a mental toughness, like very few other people have to have. 2018, this guy broke his neck. He has a C5 injury. That is a career injury for most people. Anything from C7 and up, you're done as an athlete. People aren't even think about trying to compete and getting hit, let alone him. He goes out there, not only is he able to come back from that, he comes back strong. He's mentally very prepared, very focused, very well-rounded as far as 2 wins by submission and 2 rounds by knockouts, 2 fights by knockouts.
Alton Meeks has an incredible athletic background. He also has a really interesting family background. He's standing by with Kenny Florian backstage. Kenny?
Sean, thanks so much. Alton, you know, your dad was a PhD in physics. He was a farmer. You took a very different path, played football and wrestled at a high level. How'd you get here?
Well, a lot of competition growing up. Got a couple brothers and was put into a wrestling room at a young age and just caught the bug and just athletics. A lot of schoolwork, but a lot of work ethic.
Yeah, I want to talk about that. You know, your dad really stressed that work ethic and academics. How did that help you for tonight?
It helped me tremendously. It made me who I am. Without wrestling, without that work ethic, I'd be nowhere. I would be nobody. It's what's made me who I am, and it's made me ready for this fight. You know, I'm really prepared. I'm ready to go out there, push the pace.
Alton, I can't wait to see it, man. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
All right, that's our first fight. Now let's take a look at the second bout tonight. Abraham Badley and Hassan Graham squaring off in heavyweight action. All right, Frank, I already mentioned we've seen Abraham Badley before in a showcase bout. He was victorious in that bout against a much larger Louis Sutherland. He's undersized for a heavyweight, but he uses it to his advantage.
He does. I think he's going to be the smaller heavyweight almost all his matches. The guy, though, is a phenomenal, tremendous athlete. Runs the 40 and 4.5. The guy is just world-class. And on top of that, very smart, well-rounded fighter. You can see here him taking shots, looking for the takedown to get on top of the fact being a very well-skilled striker. You can see how well-rounded he is with his strikes going up top, going on bottom. Very well-rounded.
Well, he's going to have to put all those skills on display when he takes on Hassan Graham tonight. Hassan is a well-known prospect with a great athletic background and an interesting story, again, involving his own father.
Man, this right here, this is the High School of Commerce where I excelled in all sports. You know, it's a special place. Also, my high school coach was my dad, and he's now the principal at the school. This is Coach Mathis, the high school coach here, AKA Dad. This is also my father. And it started right here in this weight room. We came in this ring room every day, grinded hard. We was bigger than everyone, and they knew when we got on that field, we was hitting. So my hitting started early on the football field, I would say.
Even when it came to wrestling and in MMA even more, every time he goes out there, every single time, you know, my stomach is in knots. You know, I don't fear for him per se, you know, but I feel like I'm out there fighting and wrestling every single time, and I just try to exert that into him, and, you know, 9 times out of 10, you know, I feel like we together come out on top.
That father-son dynamic is becoming a theme on the card tonight. Vitor, your son is a high-level athlete, getting a bunch of scholarship offers. How is it different being the dad to somebody like that?
So it's totally different because you cannot do anything. But the key for this father is he stole something so important to him. So I believe now he's feeling that feeling he cannot do anything. So let's hear what this guy's gonna be doing. So I'm very excited to see.
All right, Kenny Florian's got Hassan Graham backstage.
Sean, thank you very much. Hassan, you know, your dad has been a huge support system for you throughout your entire life. You could argue this is the biggest moment of your competitive career. What does it mean to have him in the crowd tonight?
Oh, it's a wonderful feeling. Wonderful feeling. Like he said, it doesn't matter if I'm fighting on the moon, he will be there. So I know he's always in my corner, regardless if he's legit in my corner or in the crowd.
What do you need to do to get the win tonight?
I mean, I like to come out and knock people out, but it's a fight. You never know what's going to happen, and we're coming to fight.
Hassan, best of luck, man.
Thank you.
Sean, back to you.
Thank you, Kenny Florian. All right, a literal massive and figuratively massive matchup here. Vitor Ascende and Isaiah Pinson, 2 incredibly well-rounded athletes. And again, that's becoming a theme. Vitor Ascende, he's rising star in the sport of mixed martial arts, but his dream actually began with a different sport.
minha vida toda, desde criança, meu sonho era ser jogador de futebol, como a maioria das crianças aí no Brasil. E chegou um certo momento que, desde que eu comecei a treinar MMA, eu fui muito focado, ainda sou focado, continuo no foco, treino bastante, tenho muita força de vontade para conquistar meus objetivos e meu sonho. E sei que essa é uma grande oportunidade, estou em uma das maiores organizações do mundo e não vou deixar passar. Conheci o Renan há cerca de 2 anos atrás, no Rio de Janeiro. Ele, inclusive, está ficando na minha casa esses dias, né?
O Vitão vai estar lutando aí o PFL Challenge Series e tenho certeza que ele vai dar um show, vai ser campeão por essa oportunidade, essa grande oportunidade no PFL, e tenho certeza que vai ser um show.
All right, let's go to Vitor on Vitor. He's 6'9". How does he make sure that's an advantage in this fight?
Stay outside, don't go inside, make everything going up, down, up, and straight forward. So I think he's a very skilled fighter. So to be the victor tonight, he's going to have to put his A game in practice tonight.
So that's Vitor Belfort on Vitor Hacende, who also has a son named Vitor. We're on 3 Vitor counts tonight. All right, let's talk about the other side of this fight. Now, when you talk about how do you get inside on someone with that kind of a reach advantage, you got to be really athletic, you got to have great feet. I think Isaiah Pinson might check those boxes.
He does. He's a Division I college football player, so he checks the box of being a great athlete. And then, look, started taking some boxing classes back in college, stay in shape, fell in love with the sport. So as a foundation, the first thing he entered into here is in the striking with the hands, which I think will be very important for him to come inside, but be able to take away the range and length of his opponent, so that way he can stick with the hands, keep him at the end of his crosses, hooks, uppercuts, jabs, and then possibly work the takedown.
He was an all-conference player, not just a D1 football player, an all-conference player at the Citadel. He's with Kenny Florian backstage. Kenny?
Sean, thank you. Yeah, we have a bunch of football players here fighting tonight. You were playing college football. You decided to take a boxing class. Did you ever think it would lead to you being a professional mixed martial artist?
Not at all. Not at all, man. I went in to get in shape, lose some weight, work on my hands because I've always enjoyed boxing and stuff. And then here we are 4 years later, 5 years later.
How are the nerves different from a football game and getting in there and trading blows with someone in the cage?
You have 10 other guys on the field with you, so it's not always all on you. This one's it's different because it's just you making the walk. Your team that you have around you to get you prepared is very important, but it's you going in there and making the walk. So that's the biggest difference for me.
Isaiah, looking forward to a great fight, man. Good luck. Sean, back to you.
All right, thank you, Kenny Florian, and that brings us to our final bout of the evening. Heavyweight action, 3 5-minute rounds. Danilo Marques out of Brazil, Raz Hilton out of the United States. All right, let's talk about Danilo Marques. This guy has already fought at the highest levels in mixed martial arts. He's the most experienced guy on the card tonight. Is it an advantage?
Of course. And he has to use that advantage in his favor. He's reinventing himself, so I think it's a great momentum for him. He's coming from a great gym. It's the King's MMA, so he has to use that in his behalf. So I'm very excited to see him back.
He's a converted light heavyweight who actually, instead of just eating a bunch, he's been working on his body for about 18 months, he told us, to add really good weight to make him a true heavyweight because he has the height for the division, and a lot of times he is the bigger fighter. Not the case tonight, though. Raz Hilton is massive, and he's on a win streak.
Yeah, and it definitely needs to use his size. He's probably the guy who's least likely to take a shot tonight as far as all the heavyweights going. He very much loves striking. 8 of his 9 wins coming from finishes from his feet. So he's going to use that tonight because he's facing a guy who's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. So to be able to keep Raz Hilton, he's going to keep this fight on his feet, utilizing the striking that he feels so comfortable with, and that size will pay dividends when he lands.
He feels like the Challenger Series is the perfect format for him because he's a finisher, thinks he can impress the fans. Our celebrity panel, which also will include Kurt Angle tonight, and the bosses. And speaking of bosses, how about that man right there, Sugar Ray Sefo? He's in the building, and that means we'll have fighters on the scale next on Fubo Sports.
Get ready. In the Air Force Reserve, you are not half in, half out. You're all in as an airman, and all in as you. All the benefits, all the education, and the freedom to be in charge of your own life. If you're ready to do for yourself what you can do for your country, you might just be ready for the Air Force Reserve.
The Hook and Ladder has been a Firehouse original since day one. It's piled high with honey ham, smoked turkey, and melted Monterey Jack. To top it off, a portion of every purchase helps provide life-saving equipment to first responders across the country. So at Firehouse Subs, we don't just make subs, we make subs that are big, bold, and craveable. We make our subs differently because our subs make a difference. Firehouse Subs. Enjoy more subs, save more lives.
The PFL on Fubo Sports is brought to you by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Just for Men, one-day beard and brown color. The U.S. Air Force Reserve. When you're ready for more, go to afreserve.com. And by Celsius. Live Fit, the official energy drink of the PFL. All right, welcome back to the PFL Challenger Series weigh-in show. Heavyweights here in our third week of 8 straight. We're going to get our fighters to the scale, but first let me introduce the president of fighter operations here at the PFL, Ray Sefo. Get our first fight to the stage. Fighting first out of the blue corner, Alton Meeks. Official weight for Meeks, 228 3/4 pounds. And out of the red corner, representing Scotland, Louis Sutherland. Official weight, 254 pounds. Our next bout is UK versus USA, Abraham Badley and Hassan Graham. First to the scale, Hassan Graham. Official weight, 250 1/4 pounds. And his opponent out of the red corner, representing the United Kingdom, Abraham Badley. Official weight for Badley, 245 1/2. All right, that's 2 fights weighed in and official. We'll finish out the card when we return to Fubo Sports.
You pour everything you've got into everything you do, and you never accept excuses. Every punch you throw, every stride you make, every chance you take, in the ring or in life, this is how you take your shot. An authentic 90 proof Kentucky bourbon that stands out from the crowd. Puncher's Chance Bourbon. Take your shot.
No one knows where it comes from. Why some have it and some don't. It's the fighting spirit. It consumes fear and weakness. It stands ready to fight whatever shape the battle takes. Because as long as there are battles, there will always be Marines.
Welcome back to the PFL Challenger Series weigh-in show. Heavyweights on the scale and on the stage tonight. Vitor Hacende and Isaiah Pinson up next. First to the scale, Isaiah Pinson. Official weight for Pinson, 235 1/4. And out of the red corner, Vitor Hacende. Official weight for Hacende, 243 1/4. All right, we'll take a look at our tail of the tape for this co-main event on Fubo Sports. Vitor Hacende is 5 years older. He is also 5 inches taller. He weighed 8 pounds more. Reach advantage favoring the taller fighter, as one would expect, in both the arms and the legs. Kenny Florian is backstage with Vitor Hacende.
Sean, thank you very much. This fight's a little bit different because, this is a fight where you can change your life, change your family's life. Are you feeling more pressure because of it?
Essa é uma luta um pouco diferente, uma luta que você pode mudar a sua vida e a vida da sua família. Você está sentindo um pouco mais de pressão com isso em mente?
A pressão de ganhar sempre tem um pouco, né? É a luta mais importante da minha vida e estou aqui para fazer meu trabalho, venho treinando bem com a minha equipe, meus professores, parceiros de treino na American Top Team. Estou preparado, me sentindo bem, sentindo feliz de fazer o que eu gosto e Deus abençoando, vai dar tudo certo hoje.
Yeah, the pressure is always there. This is the biggest fight of my career, but I'm here to do my job. I'm well trained. All thanks to my coaches and my gym, American Top Team, and looking forward to putting on a great show.
We can't wait for the fight. Good luck. Back to you, Sean.
Thank you, Kenny. And that brings us to our final heavyweight bout between Danilo Marques and Raz Hilton. Up first, Raz Hilton. Official weight, 255 1/4 pounds. And fighting out of the red corner, Danilo Marques. Official weight, 247 pounds. All right, all 4 fights weighed in and official. Some final thoughts when we return to the weigh-ins on Fubo Sports.
The following transformation is real, but temporary. Now any guy can temporarily cover grays, fill in thin, patchy areas, and create a fuller, defined look for beard and brows. New, just for men, one-day beard and brow. Breakthrough color that stays put for the day till you wash it out. Transform your look. New, just for men, one-day beard and brow color.
The PFL on Fubo Sports has been brought to you by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Just for men, one-day beard and brow color. Firehouse Subs. Enjoy more subs, save more lives. And by Celsius. Live Fit, the official energy drink of the PFL. All right, welcome back, fight fans. PFL Challenger Series heavyweights tonight on Fubo Sports. Sean O'Connell, Vitor Belfort, Frank Mir. All right, Vitor, we had a chance to size some of these guys up. Take a look at the heavyweights. Were you able to get any information from these weigh-ins that you're excited to maybe see tonight?
I'm very excited to see all of them, especially the two last fights. I think it's going to be amazing, these two Brazilians, and I think it's going to be fun to see what they bring to the table. It's a lot of things going on right now, so they nervous.
All right, a former world heavyweight champ right here beside me. You still sizing these guys up when you watch them hop on?
You know, it's funny. I don't think I'll ever be able to stop doing that. Every single guy, I look at him and go, okay, if I had to fight him, what would I do? How would they move? What techniques would I utilize? Everybody from there, I'm like, okay, I faced 6'9" before. I know what we're doing there. And even AB, watching him, I'm like, all right, a small, like sparring a light heavyweight.
We'll make sure that Frank doesn't jump into the cage, at least not to fight. All right, it's heavyweights tonight, and then we've got lightweights, women's flyweights after that. Week 6 will be our featherweights. Week 7 is everyone's favorite weight class, the light heavyweights. And week 8, second chance fights. So people being invited back after some success, but maybe not a contract given away. We're in week 3. We've still got 5 more, but the heavyweights will be jumping into the cage at 9 p.m. You do not want to miss what promises to be an exciting night of heavy hitters. I'll be there. You should be there too on Fubo Sports.